tonight, well, okay, I'm really excited about tonight. Love to laugh. Okay, check. Okay. I don't know if you guys have heard of the Freezing 40 dance. It's on Friday. We're just going to have a huge dance party. It might be a little cold, but the more people that come, the warmer it'll be. So please, everyone, come. Woo! All right, so tonight, you probably already know where you're here, but returning to Utah State is the 4-time College Comedic Comic of the Year. He's done comedy on NBC, ABC, and WGN. Adam has performed for 750 colleges in all 50 states. Impressive, seriously. So let's give a warm Aggie welcome to Adam Grabowski.
Aggie Grabowski. What up? Can we make it dark on them? Can you turn the lights down? And then you guys are white enough already. Okay, how's it going? I was wondering why the Mormons moved here, because like where I live in Arizona, a couple live in my building, and they got their bicycles, and it's great. I saw one do a little hop, and the smile on his face, I was like, just wait until I give him Pepsi. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna lose his shit and like murder his parents, but the other 12 kids will stop him, so it's fine. They won't be able to do that. I was like, why'd they pick Utah? And I was like, oh, the camouflage, right? Because nobody wants them at your door coming to talk to you or talk to you in general, but like you guys blend in with the snow, so it works. A white person in the whitest fucking state can't make a white person joke about being white. That's the one thing I can do, just so you're understanding. Now, I know you guys have lived through COVID, I guess because you're here, and I'm not going to harp on that today. I feel like, you know, there's so many jokes that have happened about it, and I want to kind of just talk more about life and culture and dating and mishaps and being young and the stupidity of our country and stuff like that. But I'm just going to do one joke about Corona, okay? I'm going to do one COVID-19 joke, okay? You guys ready? We're just going to get it out the way. You ready? Yeah. Okay. You know what's funny? The more anti-vaxxers, the less anti-vaxxers. I saw a few of you covering up your mouths because you didn't want to laugh at that joke, but I appreciate you not spreading more COVID, so that was nice of you. Actually, guys, I told that joke at a show a couple weeks ago, and they were pissed, right? And I was like, oh, I should just come back in 2 years and tell it again, and no one will be upset. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those problems that solves itself. You know what I mean? It's funny because it's preventable. Okay, we can. At a certain point, if you keep jumping in front of buses, are we supposed to feel bad? Yes, we should. So please get your boosters. Or seats for the short people out there. Is this somebody? Is this their first comedy show? Right? Is this anybody's first comedy show? You can raise your hand if it's your first one. Oh my God, I'm your first. This is great. You're gonna remember it forever. Okay, so much like your first time, it's gonna start off really awkward and slow, right? It's gonna have the wrong playlist, okay? Your roommate is gonna be 1 foot away from you laughing the whole time. But unlike your first time, this will last an hour, so enjoy, buckle in. Unless they don't tell you how to do it here, you know? Like, unless it could last an hour because you're like, it took 59 minutes to figure it out. Because all they taught us was this, so we were doing this the whole time with our hands, and nobody got off. I thought that's what a hand job was. Isn't that like a Mormon hand job? Like you high five and then you write in your journal and cry and pray for 7 hours, or... My hand got sweaty, did I come? Is that what that was? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do much about that. Dude, it's always the very religious people, though, that end up like, I was a late bloomer when it came to, not a late bloomer, whenever you first start having consensual activity, that's your time, right? But I was a little later than a lot of my friends, and then my religious friends, the friends that grew up and like went to Jesus camp, like, that's who got some. Do you understand? Like the bases, you guys ever talk about that when you're younger? Like first base, second base, third base? I feel like Jesus camp, first base is like holding hands. Second base is like holding hands longer, possibly in public. Third base is a kiss on the cheek, and like home plate is like unprotected sex. It's gonna come out the back. That's science. Alright? If you have a weird laugh, let it go. I did accidentally call a girl a dude last week at my show. No, it wasn't that bad. I was facing this way. Hop in the car. A 22-year-old woman knocked her husband out with a shovel. And without skipping a beat, Amanda goes, "Good for her." I don't like the number of you that are like, "Yeah, way to go." In your head, you're like, "Well, what'd he do though, right?" Is that what you're... I mean, he was cheating on her with somebody down the street, so... I was joking. I just made that part up. I want to see if you guys would justify domestic violence if the gender roles were swapped, and you did, so... congrats to you and your implicit bias. Part of me is like, what'd he do though? You know, I still, even if it's me getting beat up, I'm like, what'd you do? I'm like, I don't even know yet. And that's the worst thing. That is the worst thing that any of the well, actually, I've lived a good life, but the worst thing any girl I've dated has done is this. But you should know, or you should already know. Like my girlfriend would be mad at me and be like, I'm like, what's wrong? And she's like, you should know. And I was like, I barely know anything. It'll be something from over a week ago. Do you understand? I'm like, you held on to this for 9.5 days? I don't know what to do there. I need your help. I need a volunteer. You could stay where you're seated, but I just need you to answer a couple questions. This will make it fun. I need in the audience right now. Yeah, what's your friend? Madison. Of course it's Madison. Let's say hi to Madison like it's 3rd grade on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hi, Madison. We're socialized to be worker bees, aren't we? Anyway, hi, Madison. Do you want to be the line leader today? Well, you can't. It's Kayla's birthday, okay? She's getting chicken McFucking nuggets at lunch. And she's walking us to art class that doesn't exist anymore. All right. Oh, there's going to be a lot of truths. If you don't like that, I don't know. I don't care. So, Madison, I need your help deciphering this that my ex has done to me. Not done to me, but a thing that I've had trouble understanding. So I would be like, all right, let me just ask you. If you look upset and I come up to you and I'm like, Madison, are you okay? And then you go, it's fine, I'm fine. What does that mean?
You're not fine.
Okay, so it means that you're not fine. So what did we learn, right? Women are liars and their words mean nothing. Perfect. By the way, that was a trap joke for any boyfriends in here that laughed at that. You probably got hit. So just to let you know, it's a weird power I have. I make a joke, and then like a guy and his girlfriend will both laugh at it, and she'll hit him and go, and like just, it's a trick property that I'm using here. So it's fine, I'm fine means it's not fine, right? Now, is there ever an instance where it could mean that you actually are okay? What do we think? Is there a time when it could potentially? Yes, okay, so fuck it, we don't know what it means. So, younger men in the audience, pay attention. It's fine, I'm fine means it's not fine, but it could mean that they're fine, but probably not, but you'll never know. Then, clap if this is what you're supposed to do. If I should ask you again about what's wrong to show that I genuinely care about you and your emotions. Does anyone agree with that? Okay. Now clap if you would be annoyed if I bugged you with questions after you said it's fine, I'm fine. Is that? Okay. I don't know if you paid attention, but a few of the same people clapped for both or neither. So this is a great start. So if we go back to it, it's fine, I'm fine means it's not fine, but it could mean they're fine, they're probably not fine. Then you should ask them again about what's wrong, but don't bug them, and then give them space, but don't leave, and then hug them, but definitely don't touch them. Clap if that sounds right. Does that sound right to anybody? No! My ex used to do that all the time. She's like, oh my God, I can't stand you right now, but like, where are my cuddles? And I'm like, what? She's like, I really can't handle hearing your voice, but why don't you talk to me? I'm like, I don't know what to do here. So Madison, I think I learned the correct answer to it's fine, I'm fine, is food or wine. I think those are the two. What do we think? Give nugs, not hugs? Is that a better? And by the way, whichever nug you're thinking of, that's the one for you. Are you guys owing at a simple cannabis reference? Is that? Jesus. I feel like you can open up your TikTok and just see straight butthole, but I tell one joke and everyone's like, I don't know. Laugh out loud and long, I appreciate it. No, I appreciate you guys being here. I had my hardest show ever before the pandemic. By the way, on the Zooms, I used to do fun stuff to like, give myself confidence, so I would pick like funny backgrounds. Oh, is this on? So like, I did The Office with Stanley in the background, but this is my favorite one that I did. It was this. I always pop that up as my background when I was like nervous, because the thing about this, just so everyone knows, I really have to point something out to the people that might be a little obtuse like me. But so it's not confidence boosting because he is staring at me. It is confidence boosting because she is pissed that he is staring at me. Do you see or understand the difference? Cover her up with your hands and it's just like, ew, what a creeper. And then you're like, ooh, I'm ruining a relationship. Do you see the difference? That was the thing that I missed the most about being locked at home. Like, I wanted to look so good, I made a fight for somebody else. Does anybody else? I just want to cause one divorce in my life, just one. What? Be toxic? I'm not saying have my own divorce. I meant make other people want to get a divorce. Like, go to a Mormon family and high-five them, and they're like, oh no, I had a hand job, and then they have to get divorced, you know? I honestly thought you were from the church here to get me. I didn't know why you were approaching the side over here. I was like, that's too many jokes in a row. Can we go back to the camera view? That was pretty cool. Screw whatever I have up there. We don't need that. The camera view is way more awesome. I did want to do a little survey, just for fun. Oh man, that's cool. Like, I'm used to doing this in my room to a computer with my dog tripping over the cords. So this is, she's a crazy bitch. She is. She's a crazy bitch. Huh? She has 8 nipples. It's weird. It's fun. Dude, I also have a cat, and you can like cats, but like, I don't think dogs and cats compare. Like, it seems like there's a double standard, right? Like, a dog bites you once, and what happens? It gets put down. But a cat bites you for 20 years, and that's just Snuggles being Snuggles. That's bullshit. Who the fuck named it Snuggles? You understand? It's always some name it shouldn't be, like, come here, Mr. Cuddlesworth, and then Mr. Cuddlesworth blinds you. That's not okay. I got a scar that lasted for 6 years from a cat named Mittens. Mittens! The softest, safest article of winter clothing left a scar down my leg. You guys ever have a cat that just attacks your feet at night for no reason? They're so fucking terrible, but I love them. I love my cat. Here's my impression of my cat at 4 a.m. Is this your face? Is this your face? Is this your face? Is this your nose? Here's my butt. It's 4 a.m., bitch. Like, it's so not fair. All right, let's do a fun little survey. Clap it up if you've ever tried to drop a hint for a guy before. Has anyone ever tried to drop a hint for a guy? Okay, I noticed a little anger in a few of the claps over there. Yo, one time I did a show and I was like, clap it up if you ever tried to drop a hint for a guy. And this girl in front of this guy next to her goes like... And he's like, I'm trying to watch. I was like, way to go, bro. You did it. All right, second part of the survey. Clap it up if your hint worked. Okay, that's the national average. About 1%. A skim milk percentage of hints. Why don't hints work on dudes? Why don't hints work on dudes? Honest, you could just say anything. It's not because we're dumb. Okay, we're born dumb and there's a difference, all right? This is who we are. We're on the right track, baby. We are born this way. I wish I knew some stuff. I think it's because ladies have a superpower. Like, y'all have the ability to speak telepathically to one another, and you look at us hoping we know what's going on in your brain, but we barely know what's going on in ours. Like, I'm gonna ask this guy right here. Have you ever sat between two girls and they don't say anything, and they just look at each other, and one starts laughing, the other one's laughing so hard she's crying, and you have no clue what the hell just happened? Do you want to know what's really funny, dude? It's a Black Nike hoodie, right? Yeah, okay, he had to check. He's like, I don't know, it's closed. The girl, did you hear the girls behind you talk? Did they talk at all? They did? Okay, they at least talked, because I watched them look at each other and start laughing. I was like, did they just do the thing that I was talking about? I asked, can you two just look towards each other real quick? Can you? They both laughed instantly. Can I get you two? You can't even handle that shit. This is why girls laugh harder than guys, because guys like look forward and they're like, ha ha ha, laughter. But girls are like, ha! You do that roller coaster shit with your friends. If you're not doing it with one of your friends, just realize, like, meld minds with Becca, you know what I mean? You're like, ah! Like, you two have to lean in and touch each other or you won't laugh. Like, stop touching. No purple, like, or pink, or whatever we do. Just leave room for Jesus, you know what I mean? Let's make... You're having a hard time. Your face wants to turn to her, right? And just blast your laughter into her face hole. That's what you're trying to do. Right there, the girls had, they're like, ah! This is why I want an audience, no offense, dudes, but this is why I usually prefer, because the guys are like, laughter, haha. We're not like, oh my God, Brad! I'm just kidding. I've been around a frat. That's what they do, so it's fine. can't speak telepath. So you guys did that, you two, it works so easy. Can I get my original dudes right there to just look at each other and see what happens? Okay, so, if you notice what took place over here, girls laughed and looked at each other. Over here, they looked at each other and thought like, is this true? And then when they realized it was, they both laughed. Had the two dudes look at each other, they did the only thing a guy can do in said scenario. Sup? That's the only thing that happens. Here's the other things I've seen happen. There's sup, or there's staring contest, or there's, I guess we're gonna have to fight. I've seen this before. I've had two dudes look at each other. I'm like, could you and you just look at each other? And one guy was like, what? And it was like, nothing. And I was like, holy shit. You guys are like two mountain goats in the wild. You're like, all right, bro. One of the wildest things is I think rams, when it comes to rams, the males bash their skulls together to choose who will mate with all of the women. That's how they work. That's actually how the species works, and we just call that football. But what's funny to me about it, though, is that the winner of the brain-bashing tournament of the Rams, they have the big horns, you know, mates with all the females, right? Do you think, or wouldn't you think that the females of the species would maybe be interested in what's happening because this will determine who is going to sire their children, right? They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. And if you've ever been to an NFL game and saw somebody with just all of the most expensive shit ever, that, you know what I'm talking about? Have you ever seen a trophy wife? This is what, it's so funny. It's so analogous to some of the rich folks I've seen in Hollywood, where they're like, I don't even know what an offensive lineman is, but he has a big house. But those are just those specific people. I think this is a more astute group, right? Come on, this is state. You guys are the hippies here. I was gonna come out without shoes on. You know what I'm talking about? Who here loves their reusable water bottle? Anybody out there? Yeah. That's why I was upset when I had to get coffee this way. I feel bad about this. I'm gonna take this home. I am. By the way, when I told that joke about dropping hints for a guy, one time I was at college in Indiana, and I was like, clap it up if you ever tried to drop a hint for a guy before. And this one girl in the front was like, you know what? No. And I was like, what? And she's like, no, I'm done hinting. I'm like, really? And she's like, yeah, I'm done hinting with his ass. I'm like, who? And she's like, Trey. And I'm like, you better tell Trey. She's like, I will. I'm like, I'm gonna do my show. So she was all like, you don't understand. I'm like, all right, tell him, go ahead, but I'm gonna do the rest of my show. And I come back to her, and I was like, yo, what'd you do? What'd you text him? Did you text Trey? She's like, yeah. I'm like, what'd you text him? And she goes, don't worry about it. And now that's the only thing I can think about, right? If somebody says that, I'm like, all I can ever think of in my life. She's like, don't worry about it. And I was like, what did you text him? And she's like, about it. So then I asked her friend next to her, like the way that you two were looking to each other, I asked her friend next to her, I'm like, yo, what'd she text him? And someone over here goes, yo, how'd you know her friend knows? And I was like, because girls. I don't know if you realize this. If anybody dates women, it doesn't matter who you are, but if you date women and you're texting them and flirting, you are not texting one girl. You are texting 5 women. Do you understand me? Which, by the way, is already unfair, because just a one-on-one, we're gonna fuck up more than you, and now it's a 5-on-1, we have no chance. So a couple times in my shows, I've been like, guys, this is why you don't send unsolicited stupid shit. Because when you send a pic, it gets auto-forwarded to the group chat. Do you understand? And I said that at a college in North Dakota. And I was like, don't send a D-pic out of nowhere. And then I saw this guy go like this. I was like, what is that? And he's like, I didn't say anything. I'm like, I didn't say you said anything. What are you thinking? He's like, okay. So if I send one dick pic, that's like sending like 6. I was like, no, that's not the point. that I was trying to get across, and he's like, but think of the exponential growth, and I was like, make me think about your growth, and I got mad. Guys, don't send an unsolicited D-pic. The only D you can send without consent is photos of dessert and dogs. Those are acceptable Ds to send. Yeah, like a donut on a dachshund or something. Like, I don't know. Like, that's cute shit. You can do that. It's warm in here. There's so many of you guys. So I asked her, what'd she text them? Do you want to know what she texted them? After the interrupting the show. It was like this many people at the audience, too. And she was like, he gonna learn today. I'm gonna tell him exactly what's up. Do you know what she texted him? She texted him, hey. After all that. And I told my friend, who's 25, and I said, after all that, she texted him, hey. And my friend goes, but how many Y's did she use? And I was like, I fucking hate everyone younger than me. I hate it so much. What's a hey with 3 Y's? Okay, you just said the word back to me. You do understand that that's not giving someone a definition? If you're like, if a little kid comes up to you and goes, what's an anteater? And you go, anteater. That's not giving a definition. What does a hey with 3 Y's mean? Flirting, okay. What's a hey with 4 Y's? Booty call. What is the call to booty? Clap. A booty in the wild. All right, what's a hey with 5 Y's? Oh, okay, so this is your range, and this is why you guys suck at dating. All right. Your range of flirtation information is 3 Y's is flirting. Okay, 4 Y's is you wanna fuck. And 5 Y's is, oh my God, this is toxic, run away. That is the margin of error, holy shit. Good luck in all of your emojis. Some people read into emojis too much. You're like, dude, you sent me a devil emoji. I thought it means I get to motorboat them titties next time I see her. You're like, no, it's not how it works. You're like, Your Honor, if you look right here, I did motorboat, but it was a water emoji, so I don't know what to do. And you guys are like, that's how I flirt. If you're gonna sext, make sure that you do it in a consensual manner. You ask the other person if that's okay. You gotta know the risks of what could happen with that. But just be appreciative. Like if you're in a relationship, be appreciative if that happens. Because I have a friend who last week got a booty pic from a girl and replied, cool. McKinley's like, stop his ass. Let's go. We're gonna get him. We're gonna get his ass now. Cool. I was like, you're dead. You died. That is over. You have no shot. I had my hardest show ever. It was before the pandemic. It wasn't even one of the Zoom shows. I did a comedy show for nuns. Anyone ever do comedy for nuns? A few of you are like, only a confession. Right? That's a joke because for whatever reason, only the priests get to hear the good shit. That's so sexist. Like, spill the tea to the sisters, right? Like, they're like, yeah, they're in the nunnery like for so long. Like, give them some gossip. Who they gonna tell? The big man? Yes, but it's fine. Like, it'll work out. I did a comedy show for nuns. They yelled at me for calling them nuns. They were like, oh, we're sisters. It's different. I said, what's the difference? And they said, well, sisters can leave the convent and can own some things, but nuns cannot leave the convent. They can't own anything. And when they said that, I'm like, oh, is that why they call them nuns? Like instead of sums or like little bits or. Dude, they didn't laugh at that joke. That was the cleanest joke I was gonna do. Do you understand? What kind of comedy can you do for nuns or sisters? Do you know what I did? I made this mistake. You guys can tell I just kind of flow with what I'm thinking and I change the topics as they go, right? I made this mistake. I'm in front of the sisters and I was like, you know the worst thing about dating? And one of them looks at me and goes, no. I'm like, shoot, I can't do jokes about dating or marriage. And one of them goes, why not? And I'm like, because y'all can't get married. And another one goes, I'm married to Jesus. I was like, that's a little different. And she's like, how? You would like me to explain how being married to the idea of Jesus is different than being married to a living, breathing, farting human being? Is that what you're trying to say to me? Ghosting, DM, friends sliding, like showing up late to dinner, smelling like, I don't know, PBR type of human being. Human beings are the worst. I feel like one of those relationships is easier to maintain. I was like, here's a difference between being married to Jesus and being married to a person. Jesus doesn't cut you with his weird-ass toenails when you're ill at night, you know? And you're like, could you please cut those, Brad? And he cuts them in the bed. You're like, no, you just made landmines. I hate you. I'm getting a divorce. Jesus doesn't Dutch oven you in the covers and pretend to be asleep in the morning. That's a relationship problem. Okay, I'll stop with those jokes. How you guys doing? Dude, I learned something in the beginning of the pandemic. I learned my anxiety trigger was not having anxiety for a moment. Have you ever done that? Have you ever had a moment of peace and you're like, oh my God, what's wrong? And then you check your phone, you're like, Betty White died? I did this. It was my fault. I did this. I was not being a friend. You know what I'm talking about? Anyone else feel guilty just for existing? Is that just, okay, that's just... Early on in the pandemic, I went to Starbucks all the time just to hear another human being say my name out loud in person. They're like, another mobile order for Adam. And I was like, say it again, please. I need the interaction. I don't know if you guys like me or not yet. We're gonna figure this out together. What's the worst text message you can send?
K.
I thought K was bad. Do you want to know the worst text?
Yeah.
It's you're the father. That's the worst. Unless you're a priest, and then it's no problem. You're like, I am the father. Thank you. I get it. Let's be friends is not worse than you're the father, sir. I don't know if you understand how our economy is working right now, but one of those things is you're like, oh, we can go Dutch? That's way cheaper for me right now. I can handle this financially. Let's do that. My cousin's younger, and she does this thing where she repeats a letter a bunch for emphasis. You guys do that? She sent me the word awesome with a bunch of E's. Like, you're supposed to make it capitalized or exclamation points. She sent me awesome with a bunch of E's. How are you supposed to say that? No, that would be the O in the middle. So if she repeats the E's, it would be awesome-y. Or, if it was correct, awesome. It's a silent E. I also had a friend, she sent me OMG. G, 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 G. I was like, oh my God, I'm like, okay, Quagmire Popeye, what are you... I said to her, I was like, Jamie, nobody actually says, oh my God, like that. And she goes, actually, Adam, it makes sense for me. And I was like, why? And she goes, because you forget that I'm Hindu. And I was like, oh my God. God. There's like 4 million gods now on. And what's funny is somebody once yelled, that's Buddhism. And I was like, no, Buddhism is the one with no God. That's why it's just Om. I guess I'll leave on a smart joke. Shit. I don't know what you guys want. Because I feel like you're afraid to laugh at some... No, you guys have been a great audience, but were there any English majors in here that enjoyed that joke? Because, like, you're not going to get anything out of the college experience other than, like, a few laughs now. Because, like... most grammatical resume. That's about it. I got my degree in psychology. Any psych majors out there? Yeah, get ready for graduation. It's really fun. You walk across the stage. They shake your hand. They go, this is a degree that'll get you far in life. And then they yell, psych! And it's just... Right. Dude, you know what's wild? Is like people with college degrees and like doctors and people that even graduated high school, there's flat earthers. There are flat earthers that have degrees. Like, I don't think a degree means anything anymore if there's a... Should be one question you're asked anytime you're gonna get a diploma at a graduation. You walk across the stage, you ask, is the earth flat? They say yes, you pull a lever, they fall down through a trap door, and you say, enjoy gravity, bitch. And they don't graduate. B.O.B., who used to sing the song Airplanes, didn't believe in it. That motherfucker has flown around the world. He's like, I guess we hit a wormhole at some point. I was like, that makes more sense, B.O.B. In my fake conversation I didn't have with him. Yeah, pretending we have friends. I'm just messing with you guys. There's this thing that I recently learned about, and I've always known about it. I just didn't know what to do with it. My partner does this. Is where she tells me every aspect problem that she is dealing with from the beginning of the inception of the problem through the entirety of the timeline, what people felt throughout that timeline, and then up to current events, and then does not want me to present any solutions, solve it, or help in any goddamn way. I believe it's called venting. Have you guys ever heard of this? Is this a thing? Oh, okay. All right, cool. So I was trying to explain to people, they're like, why don't you get it? It's just venting. I'm like, I don't know. My brain wants to answer the thing. It's like handing me a pop quiz. I read all of the words and then try to answer it, and every answer is, you shouldn't have answered that. I'm like, how did... It's D, all of the above and none of the below, but yet fill in the blank. And you're like, I don't know what to do. So I need a volunteer to raise their hands. It could be anybody, and I want to show you my metaphor for how venting sounds to me. Is there any volunteer? Yeah, what's your name, friend? What was it? Hallie. Hello, Hallie. I usually try to pick like a really football-y type dude for this joke because it works a little better, but we're gonna go with Hallie on this one. Hallie, although I can't see from back there the size of your biceps, I'm sorry. I don't know if you can do the bounce. Did you guys go tight on this? I can't do it with the butt cheeks, though. If anyone can do that, you're a hero. You are doing good work. So, Hallie, this is what it sounds like when my partner's venting to me, okay? And this is probably my fault because my brain works this way. This is what it sounds like. Hallie, it was ridiculous. You wouldn't believe it again. Oh, my God. What is 2 + 2? Okay, this is not about 4. Like, I need you to not try to solve everything for me like I'm an idiot who's incapable of being an independent person. Like, if you love me, can you just listen to me say, what is 2 + 2? Give it up for Hallie, everybody. Shit, Hallie, I knew it was gonna work out. Like, I knew you were gonna do it. Every time I pick a freaking dude, like a bro dude, every time I pick a full-on bruh, every guy's like, 4! And I'm like, are you gonna yell at me right now? I'm the one having the bad day. And I'm like, I've gotten to the point where guys were like, 5? And I was like, if you're gonna say stupid shit, don't suggest anything at all. Were you even paying attention, or were you too busy keeping your snap streak with Kayla? I understand, I see that little fucking fire next to it when you open it. I don't know why you need that snap streak. I thought we were together for like 5 months now. What do you need that snap streak for? It's 180 days, that's longer than 5 months as soon as I know. A few of you are like, I think you just had a breakdown, so we'll clap for that. Hallie, you got it right. There are 3 correct solutions when someone is venting to you. Correct answer number 1, you're like, I don't know, what do you think 2 + 2 is? You just slingshot it back, all right? Just launch it back at them, that's good. Correct answer number 2, you just cry a little bit and hug them. It works. And correct answer number 3, when someone is venting to you, you start with this sound like you're upset for them, okay? You start with this sound, you go, ah. And then you go, those bitches. It works 100% of the time. Shout out something that bothers you guys. Anything that bothers y'all. It could be, what was it? Men? Those bitches. See how well that worked? All right, shout out something else. It could be slow drivers. It could be close talkers. It could be the people that text you and never text back. What is it? What is it? Your parents? My parents or your parents? Those bitches. What else? What's something else that bothers you guys? Cancer? Cancers. Those bitches. Being born in October and shit? Fuck them, right? What did we mean? I forgot what we meant. I'm just messing with you guys. Aw, you're a silent laugher. That does nothing for me. I'm just peeing a little. Just if you have peed a little, I've done my job. It makes me feel worthwhile. No, I really appreciate being back here. Let's give it up for the Blue Crew and for student events and activities. Because of you, I can pay rent and my bitch has a house. So that's good. Well, not a house, an apartment. Once again, my dog. My little rescue pup. Although she's 65 pounds and stands on my chest in the morning. Yo, it's gotten me in trouble because she's 65 pounds, she's pit, husky, Malamute cattle. That's her mix, right? And she scratches the shit out of my chest and back. And then it's just kind of like, where were you last night? Like I was like, literally nowhere. My dog's standing on my chest. And then she's like, that bitch. I really appreciate you guys. Everyone's had a difficult couple years. I kind of went off the deep end for a while. I don't know, I tore my Achilles right before the first lockdown, and then just to handle COVID better, we didn't know what was gonna take place. I moved in with my parents again. So I was like, couldn't walk, back with my parents in Chicago, like not knowing when or if we're gonna be able to do anything again. And it really made me realize that, like, how much of everything is complete bullshit, and like how much of everything that we're put through is totally unnecessary. The amount of things that you guys are put through as students and young adults is absolutely ridiculous. Every single one of you now knows more than 5 million 20-year-olds 10 to 20 years ago. The rate to which information spreads and the way in which we're able to do things is drastically changing, but what that's doing is everyone is becoming devalued. There used to be this thing where you could maybe be like special because in your friend group you were the one who skateboarded, you were the one who did blank. But now the fact that we're constantly, inundated with images of other people being successful, like there's no tattoo I could come up with that I don't think already exists or someone doesn't have a cooler thing of it. Like, people take things to huge extremes to try to be unique because we have to commoditize ourselves in our current society, which I think is horseshit. The best type of person that you can be is one that's going to be there for other people, not one that's going to be the best at extracting money from them, but that's the society that we live in. So what I want you guys to understand is, like, if you're ever a person who thinks I'm not good enough, by definition you are, because the people who don't ask the question, am I good enough, or worry about their impact on the world, are the users, the abusers, the narcissists, the people that don't care how they get what they want, they just want more, they want to take it from you, or if you don't, like, if you have it, then they can't have it, and that's the wrong mentality. So if you're ever wondering, am I good enough, you are in the right group of people. You understand? All right. Dude, everything is just here to make you feel inept, because if you don't feel complete, then I can get you to buy shit. I can get you to buy things. I'll get you to buy something online. I'll get you to feel a certain way about yourself. I'll get you to act in a certain way. We've commoditized relationships and love. We've commoditized self-image. We've commoditized education, where people have to pay or be in debt for forever. We've commoditized everything, and it's absolutely ridiculous. And I just, if you're ever worried or wondering, like, why do I feel like I'm not worthwhile or I don't matter, that's the system working. That's what keeps you in line. That's what gets you to buy shit. That's what gets other people to feel that they belong above others. And it's wrong. Think that way, that's okay, but just understand that that is a manipulation that's taking place, and that's not the reality. The reality is we're all here, and we can make the best of it if we work together. So I want to share just the mantra that I use, because I'm somebody that deals with depression and anxiety myself. I use the mantra, say it anyway. I adopted that a while ago because I did a tour of like 65 cities in 75 days, and I cried like every single day. Like I was like in pain, crying type things every day, and nobody knew about it because I'm a comedian. I'm here to bring laughter. That's fine. I'm in a better place now, but the reason why I just bring it up is because I was like, should I ever talk about this on stage, or should I discuss this in life? And my friend gave me the advice of say it anyway, and it's not failed me. When you have that little inclination to speak up about something, or when you feel like something needs to be discussed between you and yourself or the people around you or your family, that's probably something correct that's pulling at you, and I would advise you to in that direction. So I have a few of them, and I'll just put them at like the back table when I leave. But there's just some wristbands that say "Say It Anyway" on them. So if you want to grab one, I have a bunch of them. And then there's a little note on the inside that says you're not alone. So if you're going through some bullshit, you can just look at that and be like, hey, other people hate themselves too right now. Cool. All right. I don't hate myself. I just have a lot of anxiety. You know what I'm talking about? You know what's really fun? When you're like, who has severe social phobia? Make some noise! And then they're like, I love that one so much. I bet people be like, a few of you are like, I'm not laughing, this is just what I do when I'm nervous. I don't know what's funnier or not anymore. One thing I realized is that I try not to be oblivious, but I've noticed so many dudes are oblivious. And like, I think that's naturally built in. Like, I don't know. You ever notice how guys do more crazy shit? Am I wrong in saying this? I'm not trying to gender everything. I'm just trying to find a correlation and like use, you know, if it could hit a couple standard deviations, I think we got something, right? Like, a few people are like, I've heard those terms before. I've done the science. Like if a guy does a wheelie on a motorcycle across a frozen lake, he might die. He probably should, right? But if he does, there might be 3 people out there that'd be like, ooh boy, you so dangerous. And like he increases his chances of making more of his dumb ass, potentially, or having a partner, or, you know what I mean? That will then make more little dumb asses that are gonna do the same shit. Like, you know, it's not just like male humans that do this, like it's males of other species, like male birds are bright colored and like female cardinals are brown, the color of the tree, smaller. Male birds are big and red, and they're like, check out these big red wings, bitches. And then there's a mountain lion, it's like, I'm gonna check them out myself, thank you, I will. Like I saw this video of this male bird, black, yellow, and orange, he's showing off for his female. And she's the color of the branch, and it's like somewhere in the rainforest, and she's on the branch, and he's on one end of the branch, puffed out, like, except he's like this big, so it's more like, and he's just like, he's just doing his man's dance, right? And she's not even paying attention to him, which makes him try harder. And I was like, is that why anytime I ask a girl out, she waits a while to start texting me, or she does that thing where she starts typing on Snapchat so I can see Becca is typing, and then no Snapchat comes through, so then I have to send something else to be like, hey, did you mean to say something? What's going on? How are you today? You know what I mean? Is that why? And then the bird doesn't say shit, and then I keep trying harder. So, is that a real thing, ladies? Oh my God, I like that you're like, I have conferred with the group, we're not gonna tell you. Dude, that's why like when I showed you that image, the guy always gets caught. Y'all ladies are so good at being sneaky. That's the thing. We have this idea that like men are the horny, everyone's the horny ones. Actually, I think statistically ladies are 5 times as horny, you're just 10 times as sneaky. It doesn't matter about your sexual orientation, this is every single guy checking someone out. Till they get elbowed, and they're like, what are you looking at? Yeah, that's every single dude checking someone out. This is them. They're like, huh? And then they get elbowed, and they're like, what are you looking at? And he's like, oh, I was just looking at Twitter. And she's like, that's your hand. You're like, shit, you're right, it's not even a phone. But ladies, you can face this way, check someone out over there without ever turning your head, look to your girl, she'd be like, bitch, I already saw. No words. No, you guys, they're right there. You're like, yeah, we saw. Guys have no clue. They have no clue. What's your name right behind these 2 right here? Jonah. All right, Jonah. Not going to make a joke out of it, but I know, it's the whale in the room. It's right there, but that's why it's got to be hard. Are you dating someone, Jonah? You're married. Fuck. How's Jonah? And the whale. Like, does that happen? I really hope it doesn't. I'm only saying it because you're obviously a dolphin, right? You're a dolphin fan. Wow, you guys really about a thing I didn't create. So, Jonah. What was I even talking about? Oh yeah, Jonah, how often do you get checked out on a daily basis? Just so you know, not even answering, you've not said the stupidest shit. I've asked someone before, I'm like, how do you get checked out on a daily basis? And the guy was like, at the grocery store. I was like, do you mean cashier check? If you're not getting checked out, you're stealing, bro. Like, oh, got to check out again. Jonah, how often do you get checked out, do you think? Per week? Yeah. Looks per week. LP dubs. 10. What's the ratio at the school here? Oh, okay. So it's kind of a supply-demand situation. Okay, so you got locked down early. All right, that's...
It's also cold, so I have my hands in my pocket.
Uh-huh. Actually, you know what's really weird? My friend who is now married with a kid, at one point was dating someone back in the day and was like, I'm gonna just wear a wedding ring so people don't ask me. He got hit on way more. So, sorry about that. Definitely got hit on way more wearing a wedding ring. So, yeah, anyone here want to explain that one? So, you're like, well, he's pre-approved for the loan. You know, like... the loan of his ass. No, I'm just... Okay, that's a pretty confident answer. I appreciate that. He's like, just by the sheer numbers, you know? Like, okay. Most guys usually say, like, they don't know. Like, you don't know. But, like, a lot of guys say never. And I was like, no, you're getting checked out. I'm glad you know you're getting checked out. Because you are getting checked out. Guys, if you're in here, you're getting checked out. And they're checking out your ass. Did you know that, Jonah? Did you know they're checking out your ass? I'm glad you know that. No, it's important because one time, okay, let's just do this. Clap it up if you love man booty. Anybody love some man booty out there? Yeah. I was at a show one time and I said, clap it up if you love man booty. And someone in the back was like, how'd you know everyone was gonna clap? And I was like, well, why does baseball exist as a sport? Like, what do you... That game is just ass and pants. You're like, all right, I'm the shortstop. Okay, I'm the batter. Okay, I'm about to pitch. Okay, I'm the catcher. Okay, I'm in right field. Whenever I go to Wrigley Field with my friend Amanda, like, we'll be in right field, I'm like, oh no, we're so far from the action. And she's like, no, I can see all the action. The bullpen is warming up in so high. Jonah, man booty matters. I'm glad you understand. Don't skip leg day. What is your name, Jonah's partner? Tracy. I appreciate you, Tracy. I'm gonna try to message Jonah some more. Tracy, I'm sorry, Jonah, does Tracy have this ability? I'm really jealous of this. A couple of my partners have had this ability. It's called the Jedi mind trick of apology. Like, very rarely have any of the partners I dated really need to apologize for anything. But then when they do, I feel like I owe them an apology after they apologize. Has this happened? Jonah, can we role play? All right. Jonah's like, let me put my hand back so no one can see it. So you want a high five? Handies. Stop being offended by that. I just thought of it. I think it's amazing and hilarious. But also, don't take that joke outside of here. You can't be like, hand jobs! And like, don't do that. Like, I was like, hey, what you're feeling on the inside, you're having a hard time, you matter. And you're like, what'd you take away from the show? You're like, hand jobs! I used to be a teacher. Now. What was it? Okay, Jonah, I'm gonna be Tracy. Tracy, is it okay if I'm you in this scenario? Okay, and Tracy, you seem too nice, so I kind of want you to do this in the future because it will work, all right? So this is what happens. This is where Tracy screws up or I screw up, right? And then you apologize and your partner feels like they owe you an apology. So this is what's happened to me, so we're gonna do it to Jonah. Jonah, honey, sweetie, sugar pie. Stud muffin. Stevia scone. Sugar in the rye donut. Sugar in the, sorry. Let me start again. Sorry. I was gonna call you sugar tits. I was really gonna say sugar tits. I don't know. Do you understand the uphill battle? And then when you're like, you should already know. My brain came up with sugar tits. Do you understand the uphill battle? One time I was at a college in North Dakota and I just said something, like I think I said titty tacos. And these guys that were football players that weren't paying attention were like, hold up a second, you got titty tacos, bro? And I was like, is that all you heard from the entire show? He's like, I want some titty tacos. I'm like, what is a titty taco to you? And he goes, boobs in a large tortilla. I was like, what? He had an answer. He had an answer in his brain somehow. The free safety must have jarred it loose. I don't know what happened. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. He's like, oh my bad, a bunch of little titties in a regular taco shell. I'm like, that makes less sense. It makes less sense. First off, I would imagine a titty taco is just a taco you hold in your cleavage, right? Like, look, I've been working on my bench press, bro. I can hold a chalupa. You know, like, I'm on 32C. Check out these quesadillas. The titty taco. By the way, you should definitely have Taco Titty Tuesday. I'm just saying, nobody knows what that is, but we would all go to it, wouldn't we? We would all, morbid curiosity would be like, I gotta know if there's tits and guac. I don't even know what that means, but I gotta know. I'm sorry, I've gone off the rails. Now, all right, I'm Tracy, I screwed up, I owe you an apology. Jonah, are you ready? Jonah, honey, sweetie, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry about earlier. I'm sorry that my emotions are such an inconvenience for you. Like, I'm sorry that I actually try hard and I give this relationship 110%, and sometimes that extra 10% that I go means that I go too far, but that's just because I love you, okay? I'm so sorry that I love you. What do you have to say for yourself?
I'm really sorry. I was actually looking at Twitter. Can we start over?
So for those of you that didn't hear, I'm just gonna repeat it for the people that he said, I'm really sorry, I was actually looking at Twitter, can you start over? And to my response is, oh, I will. Because then she would leave him, right? You see? I'm pouring my heart out to you, and you're going to be scrolling on Twitter as if it matters. You're just going to see them on Reddit later anyways, and then like them there. What's the difference? I don't understand why you can't just give me the time of day when Oh, he apologized. Clap it up for Jonah. The trick worked. Remember, I fucked up, and then I one time had it where the guy was like, I'm sorry, honey, I'll take you to a fancy dinner. And I was like, hold up. So y'all can apologize for it and get free food out of it? I want to invest. Where do I invest? Take it to Shark Tank. It's a great idea. I specifically did this joke for Jonah because I had the same problem that I ran into earlier when I did a joke with my friend back there. One time I was doing that joke, and there was a girlfriend, and she's like, with me, and I was like, all right, we'll just do the same joke, but I'll do the Jedi mind trick for a girl, it doesn't matter. So I'm like, what's your name? She's like, Megan, and I was like, all right, Megan, and I do the whole thing, I'm like, I'm sorry that my emotions are such an inconvenience for you, like, I'm sorry that I actually care. And then she goes, I'm like, what do you have to say for yourself? And she goes, thank you. So I'm sorry, what? And she's like, thank you for your apology. And I was like, shit, I gotta get her. Like, it was 300 people like this, and I was trying to trick her. I was like, shit, I gotta trick her. I was like, can't you tell them I'm upset? And then she goes, are you accusing me of being able to tell that you're upset right now? And then I was like, no, I'm sorry. And I was like, shit, she got me to apologize in my own joke about women getting men to apologize. That's what we are. We're that desperate bird. To go back to that story, because that's where this is all going, on the video of the bird going like, and then she's not paying attention, he's shaking the branch, the camera pans down to the base of the tree and there's a snake. Then it pans back to, and then it pans to snake. Then bloop, then snake, then bloop, then snake. What do you think happened to the bird? Yeah, he got his ass eaten. In a bad way. He got murdered is what I'm trying to say. He got murdered. I don't know what he was going for, but my point is, he got murdered, and yet that species of bird still exists. It's evolutionarily advantageous for that bird to do dumbass shit and potentially die if it means it gets a partner. And I was like, that explains my friend Brad so much. I was thinking that COVID would stop things like people yelling out of car windows. Has anyone been yelled at out of a car window in the last 2 years? a few of the guys are like, no, the ratio is really off here. It's, you know what they always yell at my friend Amanda? She's on the street. JL, you got a fat ass. You guys ever seen this where they drive by? Whenever somebody drives by and is like, you sexy, or like, you got a fat ass, she always chases the car down and is like, no, you forgot your blowjob. That's not an effective way to meet somebody, to holler weird things at them. Can we go through why you shouldn't yell you got a fat ass at someone? All right, here's why. 1, it's really rude. 2, it's scary. 3, she knows. She knows. She knows. All of my fat ass friends know there's nobody out there that's like, what did he just say? Oh my God, my pants have never fit. Thank you so much, Good Samaritan. I appreciate your work. Plus, I don't know if there's any physics people in here or science nerds. Yeah. Well, sound. If I'm traveling at a rate of speed and I yell something, does the sound just stop where I yelled it and only go in that direction, or does it also continue the direction of that I was traveling? It goes in every direction and some of the direction that I'm traveling. So you hear you yell, you got a fat ass, and they just hear, yeah. Yeah. No How I Met Your Mother story has started that way, has it? Like, you could ask your grandparents, you'd be like, me, Mom? How'd you meet Pop Pop? And she's like, well, honey, one day I was walking down the street and your grandfather rolled by in his jalopy and yelled, you got some thick cake, bitch! And, you know, I chased him down at the street corner. We've been together ever since. 62 years of marriage. His cake keeps getting thicker. He loves it. He loves the layers. That's not, actually that probably is how they met. You know what I mean? Like they had your parents' entire life and yours to come up with a story of like, we were very nice, we only held hands, there was no drama. You know that there was some drama that you're never gonna hear about. They were messy bitches just like us. There's just no evidence of it. There's no screenshots, you know, of your grandpa asking out your grandma's sister, you know? I feel like for that joke, you guys are like, this is for meatball. I'm just gonna get started. All right, I really appreciate you guys coming out here. I want to play a fun little game before we go. I want to play a game. It's called Why Do They or Why Did They? And you can ask me about any human behavior or any action that has taken place, like with somebody you know, somebody in your life, something you've done, and I have to explain why. And I can't skirt around the answer. Do you guys want to play this game? Yeah. So why did they, or why do they, or why did I? Okay, that's going to be the name of the game. And I think there was something else I meant to tell you guys. Just give it up for yourselves for being out here. I really appreciate you guys. Can we do that? Can we take like a group Snapchat? I got a Snapchat. Yeah, if you guys want to follow me, I don't do anything on Snapchat. I have an Instagram, but like I'm kind of over social media, so I just like post pictures of me and my dog. But it's good. She's a crazy bitch. I told you. If you look, there's one of her arguing with a video of herself arguing with me. So when I play videos of her ruining, she's like, she gets mad at herself and pissed. So it's pretty funny. So you guys can't, my Snapchat's just my name, it's just Adam Grabowski, that's my Instagram. Just don't send me weird shit. And make it funny if you're gonna send me weird shit. Is that okay? Like, I'm a guy, so I get less weird shit in general, but like, I got a Snapchat from the username Horny Mitch last year. And it wasn't just Horny Mitch, it was Horny Mitch 69. Now, I believe there were not 68 other Horny Mitches. What do you think? Was he like, oh no, Horny Mitch 27's taken, let's try 28? No, Horny Mitch chose that. So I'm gonna ask you 2 questions. 1, do you think I opened that Snapchat? Of course I did, thank you for knowing me as a person. 2, what do you think it was?
A dick.
It was his Mitch, you are correct. It was his Mitch. Do you know why I blocked Mitch? Because he wasn't even excited in the photo. And I was like, I'm sorry, your name is Horny Mitch, not Boring Flaccid Mitch. This is false advertisement, blocked. So then one time I had an audience, I told that story, and I had an audience yell, show us your Mitch, and I unblocked him and sent it to him, and then he blocked me. So weird. But you guys can yell whatever you want in this. What do we want to yell? We love Mitch? That's how much you guys hate me? It's Brittany, Mitch. That's how I want it. Titty. God damn it. That's the only. Okay, I'm gonna say, what's your favorite day of the week? What is it gonna be? Taco Titty Tuesday. All right. God damn it. All of the jokes I do, that's the only one that ever gets remembered, and it's a story that I tell some of the time. All right. Hey, Utah State, what's your favorite day of the week? Taco Titty Tuesday! It's funny that you guys get quiet afterwards. And then just silence. So fucking weird. Everyone does that every time. It's houndstooth season. What the hell is that shit? After work vibes. Oh, there's just one me holding, it's a bitmoji of me holding my dog, so we're just gonna go with that one. It is no context. I'm gonna send it to my ex, and there we go. It's not like I had you yell, your emotions are invalid. Like I didn't have you. Actually, if I could write a book, it would be, your feelings are wrong and here's why. The guide to being murdered quickly. Yeah, guys, if you want to die, just tell a calm woman to calm down. Can you calm down? Can you just like not? Can you please just like calm down? Dead. 3 seconds, and everyone's like, that's what he did. That's why he got shoveled in the face. That's why he got that. All right, you guys ready to play? Why did they? Why do I? Or why do we?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, sorry, it wasn't an or. It was a yes or no. Okay. All right, raise your hand if you got a question. Don't worry. The more random and weird the question, the better. Yeah. Why did she dye her hair? Because she went through a breakup and needed to be a new person. Obviously, for the new profile pictures, for the Tinder profile. Yeah. Wait. You're the reason. But let me go back to the other one. Well, you're old enough now, you know? They don't have a reason to stick together. They're like, you should handle it. Because plenty of fish exist now, and it didn't when they were younger. I'm just kidding. I was joking. I don't know, sometimes, you could love somebody and have, and then realize that you're not in a situation or a place in your lives where being together is the right or healthy thing. So I hope that is the instance that's taking place in this scenario. And I hope you understand it is not your fault. Humans barely stay together anyway, so it has nothing to do with you, more with their insecurities, or maybe they were hasty in getting together in the first place. Oh, it's because she's not sexually attracted to the person anymore. Okay, well that's a thing too. Wait, you had such a fun, nice, easy answer. You're like, oh, because she doesn't like him. Oh, look, that makes sense. All right, back to yours. So one time, a long time ago, we're totally cool now, but I dated somebody for like 3 years, and after we broke up, she painted a room, changed her hair, got like new carpet, changed her master's program, and then like one other thing. And I was like, did I win? Like I didn't try to win anything, but I was like, I must have meant at least a little something. Or she just really needed to like shower me off. I don't know which one. I'm sorry about the thing. Is that true about your mom? Stacy? What? See, that's why Stacy, can't you see you're not the girl for me? I better shot with Stacy's mom. What other questions? Let's go. Let's make it fun. I promise this is good. How about, I know you guys are afraid to talk, so I'm just gonna do a little survey question to get you guys talking. On the count of 3, I want you to answer this question. 1, 2, 3. Is a hot dog a sandwich? You know what's so funny is if I was like, hey guys, shouldn't education and healthcare be free for all people? You'd be like, yeah, probably. And I'm like, is a hot dog a sandwich? You're like, I'll fucking kill you if you say it's a sandwich. If you'll be like, well, hot dogs have together bread, and sandwiches have separate bread. And you're like, but what about Subway sandwiches? Them have together breads, and them are still sandwiches. And then one of you says a hot dog is a taco, and we can murder you after the show. If you invite me to Taco Tuesday, and it is hot dogs, I'm legally allowed to backhand you into Monday. I'm allowed to do that. It's so funny. I'm like, is a Pop-Tart ravioli? You know the correct answer to these questions? If your friends ask you this, you say, I hate you. That's the correct answer. Is cereal soup? Is water wet? I hate you, find new friends. That's the answer. But really, what do you say when someone asks you, is water wet? So, rather than going through the stupid debate that people do about this, what you do is you say this. You go, someone says, is water wet? You just go, so wet. And then you just start going, wah, wah, wah. There's some hose in this house. There's a hose in this. It's a hose because of water. All right, wait, do we have any other questions? Yeah. Why'd he slap you? Because you said it was Taco Tuesday. Insecurities on their part and predisposition towards narcissistic controlling tendencies. Does that sound right? Or was it like, why'd he slap me? You know, like was it a hey with 3 Y's or 2? I need to know. Guys, can we have a talk? Out of all the questions, it's mostly been about abuse or relationships not working. What's going on, Utah? Oh yeah, you guys are the #1 porn-consuming state. I forgot about that. No, statistically you are. Like, statistically you are. Yeah. So, do with that as you will. You know they have strip clubs in Utah. I don't know that you're legally allowed to call them that. I went into one once, and I just want to share this. I popped in once because I'm like, there's no way this exists. And they had a railing around, and they had a bouncer walking the girl from one stage to the other. And there was a bachelor party, and they were like 20 feet away, and they were just going nuts. And the person was wearing like 1920 swimwear, and it was awesome. Because why not have that level of respect? Who cares? Okay, what other questions do we got? Yeah.
Why did I fail biology?
Because you didn't have the right tutor? I don't know. Is that a good? I've been feeling shy, baby. All right, what else do we got? Yeah.
How do I get a girlfriend?
The way that I've learned to get a girlfriend, in my experience, is to spend a lot of time developing a skill and genuinely liking that skill. Like even if you're a singer-songwriter person, you can't just be the like, sleep with me, although that does work. So I would say develop a skill and then show attention in a certain way. And I think humor works a lot. I think you can, yeah. And you could also do, I don't know. So one of my best friends, she has a girlfriend now, and she definitely got her in the overly flirtatious, playful way that was like, oh my God, like, this is so fun. Oh my God, we're dancing together. Oh my God, like, we're making out. Isn't that crazy? Oh my God, I'm inside you. Why the smiles? Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. But she definitely did that, and now they're married, so. All right, what are the questions? Yeah.
How should I propose to my girlfriend?
How old are you?
I'm 26.
You're 26. How old is she?
23.
In 4 years. You guys should look at a recording of this show and then say, wow, wasn't it great that we waited so we didn't become a Utah statistic? At a certain point, if it's not working, change it up. I would say in a surprising romantic way.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah. Or at a baseball game.
Oh, that's a good one, yeah.
At a Utah Jazz game. Well, then how should you do it? Put in the cereal. What do you think? Is that good? I didn't mean the ring, bro. I was just joking. I'm so sorry. Does anyone have a cute proposal they're thinking of? No help from anyone.
I don't know why I asked.
You ask one of her close friends. That's what you do. That's what you do. You always ask a close friend of hers. Ask Jonah. Jonah, what would be a cute way for him to propose? Sneak up on her while she's in a park. How about this? Hey, Jonah, can you look over there for a second? Tracy, blink twice if you need help. He's like, I'm not allowed to blink. It's really messed up. Okay. And a couple more questions, then we're gonna get out of here. Anything else? Yeah.
Why do girls only go for the return missionary?
Why do girls go for their turn in missionary? What did you say? It should be everybody's turn. It's not like a one. It's not a one. What? Because they've seen the world. Oh, I know. Because they're not gonna leave for 2 years out of nowhere to Uganda. Is that a good answer? Is that... Also, they learn they can commit to some really kind of strenuous, ridiculous shit. So, do you not? I believe going on a 2-year mission is quite difficult and a commitment to be away from your home like that. So, yeah, I don't know. Did I get the answer right? Or it could be their titty tacos. I don't know what it was. But like, I learned how to make a great titty taco in Paraguay. What else? Yeah. How can your dog and you make friends? Go places with your dog. It is a friend maker. Is it a Chihuahua? Well, then you're fine. You're fine. If it's a Chihuahua, I don't know. What else? Yeah. How do I get that girl's number? Like the you. Hey, I think your number's 69, you know what I mean? That's a horny Mitch joke. That was a horny Mitch joke. I would say ask her. You know what's funny is I actually do a show on consent and dating at some universities, and like the number one thing of advice to do, just blatantly ask. Like, how do I tell them this? Tell them. How do I ask them this? Ask them. How do I ask her? Ask her. How do I say this? Say that. It is its own definition and answer. That was pretty smooth, though. That was smooth, though, right? That was pretty... Just real quick, though, just so I need to make sure that, you know, this might work out. How would you right there. My friend's next to her. How would you categorize her? Yeah. Great, because if you said she's very nice, I'd be like, You guys do that? You're like, my friend is very nice. Whatever, I grew up a fat kid. I feel like I'm playing with house money right now. Ever wonder why I try hard? You ever meet somebody that was hot from youth? They have no personality. Why would they ever develop one? They don't have to. The world was handed to them. I weighed the same now as I did in 6th grade, okay? So, yeah. What else? Any other questions? And we're gonna get out of here in a second. Yeah. Oh, yes. That was good. You got my attention. I'm sorry, what? Do I personally think Utah people are bad at driving? I haven't seen enough of it. I live in Arizona, so, like, they have speed bumps in Arizona, but I call them what they truly are, awake bumps. Huh, I'm driving, okay. Oh my God. Like, when they get a little bit of rain, they have no idea what to do. They just hydroplane into each other and crash. Because they're used to 342 days of pure sunshine, so they have no clue what to do. I've also lived in Los Angeles and Chicago and driven in Manhattan, so drivers are terrible everywhere. Yeah, you guys seem all right. Arizona drivers are bad, though. Yeah. What other question? What was my pin here? Yeah. Do I have abs? They're in there somewhere. They're in there somewhere. Some of them, I do like giving this ass answers. Someone asks, are you single? And I go, yes, I am one single person. I am one person. Hey, whoops. Should you swipe right? Describe the profile. Okay. Nope. Kyle? Kyle! Automatic no. Automatic no. All right, give me a description. Wait, what was it? His bio says what? Swipe right to have a deep combo on the ski lift. I'm trying to show that I'm active. I also want to show that I'm less than surface. Okay, go ahead. Huh? He gave Kanye a... Is that what you just said right now? I would give Kanye just a thumbs down. If I said, I'd be like, no, can you just not? We don't need any more of this. We don't need to know what you think, because your thoughts aren't really that good. Not just like as a person, but like with the amount of influence you have. Nope, we don't need that. Not too good at stuff recently. Okay, so he has brown hair. Okay. So are the kids his? How many kids are they? Are the kids running or screaming? Do they look happy to be there? Are any of them blinking? Dude, I just can't get past the Kyle part. I'm sorry. Are there a couple Kyle? Is there a Kyle in here? It's not your fault, but like Kyle's been fucking up, dude. Kyle's been doing. I personally have been upset about a Kyle, so that's why I'm saying that. But I'm Adam. I'm sure there's some bad Adams out there. I don't know. What do we vote, people? No! Do it just for fun. Go for it. Go for it. And you know what you can do? And then we're going to end on this because I think it's really funny. Also, thank you guys so much for coming out here. I'm going to have the wristbands out in the back. Make sure that you attend the events for the week. All of our people here have worked hard to get a good week together for you guys before you end up having to do a bunch of schoolwork and realize, no, we got trapped and tricked again. So you have a little bit of fun before that. If you do match with somebody today, can you say, are you today's date? Because you're 1/10, baby. Come on. All right, I've been Adam Grabowski. Thank you guys so much. Give yourselves a round of applause. And if anybody wants to come up and say hi or take a picture, I'm totally okay with that. We could put masks on or I can stay further away, whatever you want. Give it up for your sound and lights, people. Give it up for the events, folks, and give it up for yourselves. Oh, wait. Just for fun. Can I ask, hey, Utah State, should we swipe right on Kyle? And then you guys yell your answer. Is that okay? There's a distinct meaning for this. Okay. Hey, Utah State, do you think they should swipe right on Kyle? I'm gonna get in so much trouble for sending this, so thank you for that. I really appreciate it. And... Do you guys want me to tell you the story? Feel weird about it. Okay. Are you guys sure? I'm actually quite self-conscious about it. So, this is the first year that I've been openly polyamorous. And the way I used to live my life for a while is either with monogamy or I would stay single because that's the only ethical way in order to do this. And there are such things as growing pains that take place within polyamorous relationships, and I have two main partners, and my main partner, Brittany, we're learning like if we want to know something or if we don't want to know something, and it turns out I'm the type of person that just doesn't want to know. I'm like, I want to be your main person. We have that for each other. We'll always come back to each other. And this New Year's Eve, there was a music festival in Arizona, and I wasn't like giving her a direct answer if I was going to go. So then she asked if Kyle wanted to go, and then she had forgotten that I said yes and that I was supposed to drive. So then Kyle was going to pick them up, and she was like, well, do you want to ride with us? And I was like, no, I don't. And then I was like an emotional mess the first day. But then the second day on New Year's Eve, we were fine, and we talked it out, and we did communication, and we discussed what we were feeling and why that is the case, and how, you know, this is a part of the process of trying something that's ethically open and learning each other's limits. So I don't like Kyle. Kyle has abs. If that doesn't show you, Kyle has more abs than me. The kind that stick out, but there's still nothing in front of him. It's just abs. And he was at the music fest on December 31st, outdoors, with his shirt off. I was like, I fucking hate this guy. He's apparently a nice dude. So that's a story, and I feel really embarrassed. Thank you guys for listening. I really appreciate you guys. Dude, in a weird way, like, I was so happy you guys made that joke of like, what's her number, and like did that, because like, I felt really self-conscious about being open about this, because people just kind of see it as like, oh, so you're just an asshole to two girls, and that's how people see it as. It's like, the best thing we could do is communicate and really discuss what it is that we feel and what we want and what we're looking for in a relationship, and it's the only way we're going to make things work the way that we need them to. So remember to say it anyway. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you guys so much for coming out. And fuck Kyle. Just kidding, don't.